Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back. Alex StarCraft here, bringing you guys another StarCraft 2 commentary from the MLG Winter Championship 2012. So this is, of course, one of the major LAN events that MLG does host each year, with the 256-player open bracket in addition to the invitees from the spring arena and online qualifiers. So some crazy stuff going on in this tournament, and this is going to be from the championship bracket. So both of these players have fought very long and very hard, taken out many a top player to make it to this point. This is actually, I think, the last round of games before the actual championship bracket, aka the top 8 in the entire tournament. So these guys are both automatically, top 16 out of the, let's say, 264-ish people in the tournament, so that is kind of insane. So those two players are going to be in the 3 o'clock position. Naniwa from Quantic Gaming as the red Protoss, and in the 9 o'clock position, SK Gaming's MC as the blue Protoss. And we'll have to see what players, or what players are these builds opting to go today. And switch those words, you'll figure out what I'm saying. And of course, I actually really enjoy PvP personally. I think the control is actually like one of the most beautiful things to watch in the world. You watch TVT, the control a lot of times comes down to, can you attack your opponent before their tanks are sieged? Something like that. ZVZ, it's fun to watch, but it's so freaking fast, and it will essentially give you a heart attack every 4 seconds when you're watching the Ling Baneling. And then when you're watching the Roach on Roach, it's just kind of like a big old cluster fluff, and everything is just attacking into each other, and it just comes down to macro. PvP, you see the force fields kiting with stalkers, immortals, and particularly blink stalkers. I think it's a very beautiful thing. So we'll have to see what these players are opting to do. So far, both players going for fairly standard openers. We did see Naniwa opt to get the Zealot before the Cybercore, MC the other way around, so he will have a slightly faster Cybercore. You see about a 10-second difference there, so that will translate to a 10-second warp gate advantage, give or take. And so if we look at the chrono boost, both have saved up. Both are around half. MC actually a little less, but he actually might have dumped one into there already. No, he is not. But both players hovering around half chrono boost or less, which already says, okay, neither of them is going for a 4-gate, because of course when you go for the 4-gate, you save up your chrono boost almost to full. So when your Cybercore finishes, you can get that warp gate out as soon as humanly possible. We see Naniwa opting to throw down that second gas, so Naniwa just choosing to stay on 1. So I have to see, what are these players going to do? Now, again, we know neither of them are going to be going for any kind of like crazy Dark Templar play or something like that, because of the fact that neither of them had a super early second gas. At least as far as I know, that's how the gas timings work. Now, both players could still go for a Stargate. No, probably not. I think you need the gas a little earlier for that. MC certainly could not. But of course, Stargate is something you see happen in PvP. You primarily use Phoenix, or Phoenixes, or Phoenix, or whatever the plural of that word is. And we see Naniwa throwing down our robotics facility. So it looks like he will be going for a robo plate, while MC opts to throw down these 2 extra gateways. We note not adding on a 4th. This is just a 3-gate, and 3-gate is a nice way to defend versus a variety of builds, and leaves you very open for expansion, because you did not throw too much into that production. You will have a fair amount for expanding, and MC does see that, and here comes an engagement between these two players. The Zealots are immediately attacking, and Naniwa forced to kite those Zealots with that Stalker. He's going to have to pull back this Stalker as well, putting this Zealot on the Stalker, but he wants to make sure he does not lose. The CR has already taken considerable damage on the hull of that Stalker. He's lost about half of it, but the Stalkers are going to be trying to focus on the pylon. Looks like that will probably go down. The Zealot with very little health, but all of Naniwa's units does survive, so he is going to be pushing up, and the pylon looks like it's going to be going down. He does not have his warp gates finished yet. Warp gate just finished, and oh my god, the pylon stays up. So is he going to be able to do that? But no, MC's just going to snipe it from the high ground. So there, that pylon dies. He has another pylon over here, but of course MC does see that, killing it with a Stalker. And that Zealot is going to go down without getting any kills. So Naniwa is just going to pull back, and of course with that robotics facility, it's not like he can immediately reinforce. So you know, that was kind of the end to that aggression from him. So we currently have a 3-gate versus a 3-gate Robo. We'll have to see what is MC going to opt to do. He actually adds on his own Robo just a bit later than Naniwa's, and Naniwa actually adding on a 4th gateway. So this tells us right now, Naniwa's not planning to expand anytime soon. This is going to be a big 1-base play, and is this Zealot going to get in? I'd imagine no. He needs to kill that before it sees that gateway, I would think. Did MC see that? He did see that gateway. So he has a fair chance of knowing Naniwa is going for a 4-gate Robo off 1 base. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is pretty all in. So it looks like Naniwa actually, what he's going to be doing is going for that Robotics Bay. And I do not think that MC did see that as we see him expanding. No, he did not see anything back there. So it looks like Naniwa going to be going for a 1-base Colossus timing, which, if I understand correctly, is generally done with about 2 to 3 Colossi, no Thermal Lance. You simply rely on the Colossi because they do so much freaking damage, and they still have a range of, I don't even know off the top of my head without the Thermal Lance. They have, what, a range of, what, 6 without it, and that still outranges, of course, or is equal range with that Stalker, equal range with that Immortal, and of course greater than the Sentry. And okay, why is these, do these Stalkers and this Immortal seem particularly dark to you guys? I don't know if that's just me, but we see Naniwa throwing up that Proxy Pylon. Meanwhile, in the base of SKMC, MC is going to be expanding. He's a fair sentry count, and now we look at them. One of them is almost enough for 3 force fields, the other almost enough for 2, so that is almost enough for 7 force fields from him. And the Stalker is going to try and kill this probe, but the probe is going to be running. And does MC see what is happening? He probably saw this army, I would imagine. So he is pushing out across the map with those 2 Stalkers on the tower, and of course the nice thing with these Colossi, of course, is they can reinforce so quickly because they can just run straight over everything and immediately get to this army. So Naniwa does not have a closer Proxy Pylon than this. Does he have a probe up here anywhere? No, he does not. I think it got picked off by one of these guys. If you take a look at the workers killed, yeah, MC's killed 2 workers, so those are both of Naniwa's forward probes, and he's actually pushing with only 1 Colossi. He's just going to try and break his opponent right now. What is going to happen? Naniwa does not have a great concave, but he is going to be engaging the Colossus does so much damage, probably going to kill that, but the Stalkers are going to try and focus down the Colossi. Naniwa microing the Colossi back, and the Zealots and Immortals destroying those Stalkers while they try to focus it down. We see Naniwa up 69 to 52 on the supply, and so Naniwa is going to be running in, and you see that Colossi only 1 kill, but it does so much splash damage that it does the damage. The other units get those final blows, and Naniwa dancing his Zealots in MC's base. The Colossi has not fallen. Both Immortals still alive. A bunch of Zealots still alive. And MC knows he has won this game. He's up 54 to 33 on the supply. And there's a GG from MC. Now, I'm just going to go back really quick in case you guys didn't see it. I almost missed it. Naniwa dancing his Zealots in his opponent's base. That is kind of crazy. Watch right here. See, the Zealots are dancing right now. Oh my goodness, and Naniwa, he knows he just wrecked his opponent. So that was quite an ending to game 1. So we're going to have to go ahead and take this to game number 2. Can't wait to see you guys there.